What's going on, all my family and friends out in the digital sphere that we call the internet? And welcome to the first episode of Squid Talks. I'm hoping you all guys are going to enjoy this kind of format. As you probably know, anyone who is new around here or not new around here, that I normally make songs for this channel, but my heart and soul lies more into what's going on with the gaming industry, because I do love the games. I love comics, like movies, like entertainment in general. So mostly we're going to be talking about various things going on within the gaming industry, and our first topic, I think, is a good first episode, is this guy. I don't know if you guys know him. We're gonna be using PC Gamer as our article. I'm a fan of PC Gamer. There's no hate for PC Gamer. I use them a lot. I will credit the article down in the comments or the description of the video. We're going to give the credits to bring this article up to Mr. Rich Staten. However you feel about PC Gamer, that's your opinions. Like I said, I do enjoy PC Gamer overall. So that's neither here nor there. But we're going to be talking about Mr. Mark Dara, I think that's how you say his name. He is with one of my favorite companies, or used to be one of my favorite companies. I think a lot of people used to love this company. A lot of people have a lot more respect for this company. But BioWare, and we all know BioWare for games like KOTOR, Baldur's Gate back in the day, Jade Empire, the Dragon Age series, the Mass Effect series, SWTOR, you name it. I mean, we all could probably find a game from our past from BioWare that we all probably enjoyed at some point. But unfortunately, BioWare has fallen off. I don't know if you guys have played their last Dragon Age game, Veilguard. I think we all are pretty much aware of the travesty that was, and some of the comments that Mr. Wilson of EA made, like it failed because it didn't have enough live service elements. That's a whole nother topic I would like to touch on, but that's not why it failed. Mostly this game failed because it had paper thin writing. The writing wasn't strong. It wasn't what we'd come to know BioWare writing for. Normally, BioWare's these deep, really I guess you could say emotional stories, ones that you can truly get invested in, and this one felt like it was written by people who were just trying to write a story they thought a certain demographic would grasp onto, and hopefully that audience could carry them. But as we can see now, that audience did not carry this game. It was a major failure in the terms of sales and in terms of just user engagement with the game. So, sorry it failed, but that's neither here nor there. I will do my review on that game coming up here in the future, and we'll talk about how I felt about it, Veilguard. That, and I got Avowed. I want to review Avowed. I'm going through it currently now. I have some thoughts on it as well. But, let's talk about Mark Dara. We're going to call it Dara. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Do not care. But Mr. Dara was a consultant on the Veilguard, so you see what kind of bias he'll be coming from with that aspect. I don't want this to be a hit piece against him. I don't want to have nothing personal against him. He is entitled to his opinions. I just think he's a little too close to the property. He's just a little too close to what's going on here, and apparently he's kind of mad with us, the gamers, the people that buy their product, that some people are celebrating the closure and layoffs of the whole writing team. The whole writing team of Veilguard got laid off, which to me, that's a big win. I am part of the camp who is celebrating this mentality, because I think this is what should happen when you make a bad product. You're gonna get fired. That's just what happens. The gaming industry is a job like anything else. Just like if I made a bad product, my product I'm producing at my job is lackluster and it's losing money, I'm not going to keep my job. So this is just what happens at a job. I don't know why they think that they should be separate from the rest of the market as far as how labor works. You might be a writer, but you're still an employee of a company. and your product has here in recent years been subpar, especially for EA as a company. You've been losing EA a lot of money, and if that's who you're answering to, then what you think is going to happen? Your boss is going to lay you off. Now, that's just where I come at it. I don't look at it as toxic as he likes to refer to it as. It's not really toxic. It's just common sense. It's common sense employment. It's just you're going against the market currently, and it's really showing in the bottom line. But I want to really highlight what he was talking about down here. I believe the quote was down here. Let's see if we can find it where they quoted him. Yeah, you see, you're entitled to your opinions. You're entitled to be angry. Of course we are. That's what we're doing. We paid good money for it, and that's what the market is showing you. But try to remember that it is just a game, and true, it is just a game. Even more importantly, when you are expressing your complaints, stay away from cruelty, stay away from targeting individual people, and stay away from causing harm. This right here is like an emotional argument. I feel you're causing harm. I don't feel like us celebrating layoffs from underperforming people is causing any harm. It's really reinforcing, hopefully, a better product going forward, not just for this company, but for other companies across the industry. I feel like if they actually see that there is consequences for putting out a subpar product, that there is no safety net for you, that you just can't put out bad products, then that's a good thing, because then it don't become stale and I can just write what I want in this game and tell this story, and no matter how well it's received, well, not well received, but how bad it's received or how underperforming my productivity is, which that is what you're doing, you're just being unproductive, putting out really bad products, and you don't deserve to continue to work in that field because you're not good at it. I mean, that's just how it is. You're just not good at your craft. Maybe it's just not for you, or maybe you just need to redirect and really ask yourself why no one is really taken by by what I'm writing. Writing's not for everybody, and maybe that's just not something you need to be doing anymore, especially in the case of Dragon Age, because obviously I think unanimously no one really cared for it. No one. I mean that's just how it is. It's demonstrably true that no one as a market cared for it. Now, as always with everything that is subjective, which is writing, falls under that umbrella of subjectivity, that there are people that will see this writing and say, oh, that's fine. Oh, yeah, sure. Tosh asking a question, and then we answer that question, and then she asked the same fucking question, even though we just answered it, being really good at writing. That's really solid writing. No, that's not the case. I just feel like this causing harm statement here is very disingenuous on the part of Mr. Mark's behalf. That's not true, how he's trying to spin that argument. And again, no hate towards him. I just think he needs to be more careful with how he words things, because it's not true. That's not really a true statement. You're not harming anyone whenever you are celebrating the betterment of a medium that you used to enjoy, and these really lackluster employees have harmed the media that a lot of people used to really love. And I don't think it's just the writers that need to start getting targeted. You need to look at the animators, the people who decide the models for a lot of characters. Why is our models starting to look so scuffed nowadays? All these individual components of the business need to be looked at, and we need to ask why you're doing this. No one wants it. The market don't want it, and this is demonstrably true when you look at like Stellar Blade and how well it performed. You look at Black Myth Wukong and how well it performed at a fraction of a price. I mean, look at how much the budget for Black Myth Wukong was. Let's look at that. Let's check this out. Look at this. Don't mind the background. We're still looking. I like the kitty cat. So we're gonna come over here. Let's see. Black Myth Wukong was around 43 to 42.3 million. That's the budget for this game. Let's see. It tells how much it grossed. Let's see. Much lower than 70 million. Yeah, screw them. This is a scummy company. Like, fuck them. We don't really give a goddamn about them. Let's see, what does it say? We got 20 million copies. That's a lot of copies sold. So we basically can tell that it made its money back. Let's see. Let's gross this bitch out. Alright, so Wukong exceeded 6.7 billion yuan, which is $961 million. So that's crazy. Off of like a $42 million budget. That's how much money that made. This little Chinese company, Game Science, have made a game for a fraction of the price of our Western developer, which, I mean, we could even go so far as, look at this. Let's see this. Dragon Age. Belgard budget. Okay, let's do that. So you're looking at, this is just estimates by our little AI because we just don't gonna go here. Why not? But even Spield, we got Spield.gg. So 150 million to $200 million in budget. How? And it produced. Let's see if we got a gross. So we don't have a gross. We know it sold about 1.5 million copies according to Reddit. And I do remember hearing that it actually only sold like 1 million or so copies. So that didn't make nearly half that money back. So the point I'm making between all that is your market is telling you what they don't want and you're not listening. And I don't know why you're not listening, but the market is 100% telling you that the slop that you're putting out, we don't want it, we don't need it. We really wish you would change your company, your company's values and what they're putting out, because the free market is crumbling your product and you're gonna kill your company. And it's really sad because you have a company like BioWare that name used to mean something a long time ago. You go back to like 2007 to 2011, 16, 17. BioWare was a really solid company. These guys were like rock stars. Like, I know whenever I was thinking about going into the game industry myself, I was looking into going to school for it and learning more about making games, which eventually I didn't do. But I have, I went to school for programming. I did learn that aspect of it, which is really fun. But these guys, like, going in, like, I was like, okay, well, if I end up in the gaming industry, I wanted to work for BioWare. They were like rock stars, man. And you think about back when Chris Metzen and Mike Morhan, back in the day, when they would take to the stage at BlizzCon, you would think fucking a rock band like AC/DC or somebody like that. Just these like this is hard rock guys walking out there, and you just hear them screaming. You would hear fans really rallying to these guys like they were like next level, like they was like celebrities. That's a good way to look at it. They were like celebrities. Nowadays, though, you don't really see that. They're not like these like, I don't know how to explain these figures that we just like wish we could work for, like back in the day. You got a couple of them like Miyazaki. He's still like that kind of that godlike persona. You got what's his name? Hideo Kojima is still there. Y'all don't like him, but I love me some Todd Howard. Okay, I'm gonna put some respect on Todd Howard. That's my guy. I might not be happy with Starfield. I mean, it wasn't the greatest game, but I did still put 200 hours into Starfield. So Todd Howard for me is still that guy. I like when I see Todd get on stage and talk. And we got Chris Mintz back for Blizzard, so he come back, and nice to see him getting back out and talking to fans. So it's like we're getting back there. Hopefully we're getting back there, and it's going to take more of this layoffs to these people who have infiltrated the gaming industry to push their own political narratives that we didn't ask for, and now we're showing you we don't want. And regardless if you like it or you don't, you're seeing the market is saying it's not going to work anymore. We're not taking it, and we're going to show you that by boosting up these companies from the east that are coming into our gaming space, and we're going to start buying their products. Like there's going to get, I'm pretty sure Tides of Annihilation is going to do really well in the Western market. I feel like Phantom Blade Zero is going to do really well in the Western market. And I know Shift Up, I'm pretty sure they're going to release more games here in the West, even though, they did Nikkei. They did like the gacha games, which is cool. I like gacha. I will play that Wuthering Waves of Love. That's probably my top gacha game ever created. But I'm hoping they use Nikkei's funds, because Nikkei makes a lot of money for Shift Up. And I'm hoping they can use that to make more games like Stellar Blade, and really come more over here to the West, because these Eastern developers, they're not adhering to this bullshit kind of Western mentality to push these fucking political agendas that 90% of America don't even want, and majority of the rest of the world don't even want. So we're gonna get them putting out better games, and we're gonna gravitate towards those types of games, because they really are capturing what gaming used to be. Like look at Tides of Annihilation, for example. It's basically Final Fantasy 16, but done with a hot ass woman. Right? Check this out. Like, I don't know if you guys, not that, guys. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Look at this. Tides of Annihilation. Let's check this out. We're gonna change that background. Look at this. Look at that. What happened to the West making women like that? What's so wrong about making beautiful women for video games anymore? This is what we get. This is what we get. Oh no. Oh, Alloy. Hold on. My bad. Yeah, that looks better, I know. What's the name of that game? Here we go. Oh, it's 1L. My bad. We get this. Look at this. She looks scuffed as fuck, dude. Like, what's up? Why does she look so scuffed? And it's okay to have pretty women in games. Like, when majority of your audience are guys, like majority of players. Although this one's kind of cute. This must have been Genshin Impact. She looks better in Genshin. She looks better in Genshin than she did in her own game, and that's bad. This one looks good. This got to be a real person. It's got to be a real person. So I'm just saying, like, where did we get in the world that we're making scuffed women in games? I mean, because the majority, like I was saying, the majority of your audience is playing these games are male. It's a male-dominated hobby. That's just how it is. Let's not make scuffed women, okay? You want to make money? You want money? Make them pretty. Gaming is full of gooners, okay? If gacha has taught anyone anything, there's a bunch of gooners that are playing games, and they want pretty women. So make some pretty women and some hot guys for the female gamers. Like, look at Asterion. I think we got a picture of him somewhere. There he is. Look at him. Women ate him up, and he's a very handsome guy. That's a very handsome vampire. I'm not gay, but I'm just saying it's Asterion. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. That's what I'm saying. And that's what this guy. I think that's what this guy and guys like this guy, like him in the industry, is not realizing that we're really not the problem. It's that you guys are the problem. You guys have adapted this weird, morphed kind of political ideology. You know what I'm saying? They've adopted this mindset, and they don't understand that they're like the minority of the market. Like, And because if they were, games like this and games like Tell Me Why would actually take off. And I think the majority of the issue, this is just my opinion, is not the fact that it's in there, right? It's not the fact that Tosh was non-binary, that she didn't know what she was. It's how they told that story, you know, like, it didn't add up. The writing just did not make me believe it. It wasn't told in a compelling way for me to understand it. Just a prime example, we're dealing with Veilguard, because that's what he's talking about here with Tosh. There was a scene when you meet Tosh and you refer to her as a Canary or whatever that was in the Canary belief, and she snaps at you and is like, basically, don't tell me what I am, even though you kind of make the observation she's wearing the ropes, her whole outfit, it screams Canary. It's like, that's not really painting a pretty picture of Tosh. Like, why are you snapping? Why don't you explain it to the player then and there in a more compelling way than what it is? And then when you sit down with her mother and she's like, I'm non-binary. Like, what are we even doing? Like, who wrote this? Who okayed this? Patrick Wilson, did you okay this? Did they put this on your desk? You say, sell it? If not, if this did not come across your desk, you should have a addendum that you have to read and approve every bit of writing in the games, because this is terrible. Don't allow this to happen ever again. It's bad, dude. Like, I just don't understand. It's funny. And you can pick it apart left and right, just the writing with that one character, like. And then you think back to like a character like Jack in Mass Effect 2. Jack wasn't like non-binary or anything, but she could be like a lesbian or gay, like many of the characters in Mass Effect 2. But no one cared, because they were real written characters. And if I seen Jack, I'd be like, okay, well, yeah, she's either really tomboy or maybe she would be a lesbian. Like, I could buy that, and how she acted and how her story went. And I don't know, I just thought BioWare's writing team back then were just more on point. They was more locked in with what the players wanted and how to tell those types of stories. And that's even going so far as, like, in BioWare, they've had like strictly gay characters. For example, like in Inquisition, we had Dorian and we had Sarah, who would only go for the same sex. And I know there obviously during that time there was outcry like that. People called it stupid, but looking back, you know, they were still really well told. It was real believable. That's just my opinion. That's how I felt about it. I didn't have any issues with Dorian nor Sarah. And it's just because how they presented those characters in that game was just a lot better. So I don't know what happened between the writing team from that game to this game, but this game just didn't have it. It's not it, Chief. They needed to be fired. Now, I do disagree that I will say this. Not all the stories were bad. For example, if someone made an argument for whoever wrote Darwin's story, for him to stay with the company, whoever wrote that, I would say yes, Darwin had the best written story in my opinion in the entire game. It was better than the main story. It was better than most of the side stories. Darwin was a really good character. He was one of my favorite characters in all of Veilguard. He had to be my favorite character. And in the ending I got, he actually sacrificed himself for the team. This is a spoiler, but no one gives a fuck. It's Veilguard, right? He did sacrifice himself for the team, and he did the Captain America line. We know the whatever it takes, and that he kind of become Captain America for me, and that's kind of how I referred to him while I played the game. That's Captain America, baby. And it really did suck when he died. That's the first time that game I was like, holy fuck. You know, like, why y'all just killed my guy? So Darwin was really well written, and I know his writer is going off to help with Ghost of Yotai. So if you see hit pieces like, Veilguard writer is going to Ghost of Yotai, don't worry, it's the guy who done Garrison. I think he done Garrison Mass Effect 3. I think he done 2 too. But he also done Darwin and Veilguard. So don't buy into the bullshit. It's okay. He's a really good writer, or whoever it is. I just know that person wrote Darwin. That's going to Ghost Yotai and Garrus. So we're in good hands on that. It wasn't one of the bad riders. The only person I feel like should have lost their job would have been Tosh. Whoever wrote Tosh, they shouldn't write. And yeah, I don't think we should attack. We're going back to Mark Durad when we talking about harming people and targeting people. Where he's talking about targeting developers. I agree. That shouldn't happen. We shouldn't target specific developers. I'm in full agreement with you, Mark, on this. But the issue is, the developers of games are targeting fans nowadays. Hell, even in 2006, one of BioWare's own developers, she attacked fans on Reddit. I don't know if you guys remember this. I can't remember her name right off the top of my head. But in 2006, she got into a lot of trouble for attacking fans. And this has been an ongoing thing. Like, for a while now, developers attack fans, fans attack developers. It's taken two to tango. So don't just come at the fans when your own coworkers, your own peers do the same thing. Like I said again, I don't agree with attacking any developers, like personally, on a personal level. I do feel like if you're bad at your job, you do get fired. That's just how it works. That's in any field we are, any field that we're on. So just don't act like you guys are all holier than thou, because honestly, the developers are just as bad as the fans. So let's not go there, buddy. And you just need to look at clean your own room. In the words of Jordan Peterson, clean your own room before you try to clean everybody else's rooms. So just again, like I said, I do feel like he's being very disingenuous with some of his quotes here, and I just want to talk about how I feel like he is painting us as fans incorrectly. And again, it's nothing against Mark. I just feel like he's too close to the project. He's too close to the people. You don't see it from a bigger picture. You don't see how this is a good thing for the gaming industry. It sets a good precedent going forward for the gaming industry. That they do know that there will be consequences for putting out a product that the market does not like. You really have to do more market research, and I feel like we have enough data to support that no one wants all this political agenda in their games. So hopefully we start seeing more of that get ripped out, more of the forced DIE characters ripped out. We don't want them. I feel like you want to do a DIE character cast, you want to do that. You got the best blueprint with Baldur's Gate. Everybody in there was, I think, pansexual. They would do you could romance anybody. I don't know why we call it pansexual. Back in my day, it was just open romance if you wanted to. I don't know why we gotta label it. We've seen that before in games. No need to label it, but you get it. It didn't matter. The player could make their own choice of who the romance. And if you got mad with that, that's when you kind of can write those people off. Okay, if you get mad with no one having a sexual preference in a video game, yeah, those people are extreme. But for sexual preferences, you should always be building a game where a player can always enjoy, like, kind of put themselves in that role. So if someone is gay, they can play this game, right? They can play this and romance whatever sex they wanted to. That's creating a fun player experience for that player. Now, you could argue that you could take the same way with trans, but unfortunately trans is a mental illness. It's not a preference. Those are people who need more help than what a game can give them, and that's just how it is. And if you don't like that, that's a you problem, not a me problem. So that's bar none, period. And the market shows that we don't want that anyway. So what you gonna do? Stop being retarded, make better games. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a win. Like, we as gamers, we're winning because fucking winners win. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a good thing. I'm excited that going forward now we know that, okay, Mass Effect writers know if we do this stuff in our game and we go against the market, we go against the players that are going to pay for our game, then that's us. We're on the chopping block. That's a good thing. Make better products. That's it. Simple. Make better products. Don't be retarded and make better products. That's really all I wanted to say with this video. Because I just read this article and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with his thought process. I get why he's wanting to say it. It's again, he's just too close with the he's too close with the subject matter to the point where he just don't see the bigger picture. And I do wish him the best. He's obviously was a consultant anyway. It's not like he worked with BioWare. I don't feel like he should consult anymore. I mean, he seems like an older cat. He's a veteran, been with the studio 24 years, as we see there. I think he done lost touch with what the gamers actually want. And unfortunately, he just maybe it's time for him just to retire. Maybe he should just step away, or maybe he come back into a BioWare that had a different mission statement, and he just bought into it. But I think we've seen a lot of the veteran BioWare staff leave because of the change of the mission statement. That's rumor. That's neither here nor that's like nothing confirmed. Like I think that was a rumor with Mike Lindahl. That's the reason he left. Again, that's just a rumor. I could see it being true, especially if you been with a company for so long and you start seeing it morph into something that you didn't sign up for, even if you've been there so long. And at the time, you've seen a lot of this stuff was being pushed, especially it's the Western agenda. Hopefully, we see that stuff getting reined back in now that we got a new president, a smarter president, knows the markets better. And apparently they need someone that knows some markets, because these guys up top they're just dumb. The only people you see pushing this stuff is those crazy people on X, and they're getting less and less now. So, like I said, hopefully we see a big shift in gaming. Hopefully we go through another renaissance of gaming. I think we are. I think it's going to be because of the East. The East, I believe, are going to give us a new golden age, if you will, in gaming. Hopefully, I got a lot of faith in these Chinese development studios. Again, I don't agree with that what the CCP does, and unfortunately, these developers are in adherence to the CCP. But I think if you're a normal person, you can separate these developers and the people of China and their strife and struggles they go through in their products from the CCP. And I think that shows pretty strongly in the sales of Black Myth Wukong, because it didn't stop anyone buying Black Myth Wukong that had sense. And inherently, these guys do kind of uncensor the games for the West. Like, for example, I think in the East, like in China specifically, they're not allowed to show like blood and gore in their games, so that part had to be censored in China. But when Black Myth come over here, I believe we do have blood and hyperviolence within Black Myth in the Western versions, so they're adapting their games for this audience, so it's not like we're being censored by the CCP. They still are in China, but they're not censoring it. They're not censoring it here for us, and that would be a different issue. Now, I do believe it kind of happened with Stellar Blade, with NetEase censoring some of their stuff, which I thought was kind of crazy at the time, because this is the company that put Nikkei out, and Nikkei is Gooner bait. So it's like, hold on, you're censoring Eve, but I can look up some of your Nikkei characters. I'm like, hey, hold on, why are we censoring Eve if we're not censoring these? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of that could also not have been just CCP. It's more they want to appear to a little broader Western audience. And at the time, they were listening to the wrong audience, because obviously you made her hot. She sold. You're making hot-ass outfits for her now. They're going to sell. It's going to come to PC. You're going to make even more money, especially on PC, for that game. That's my biggest piece of advice I can give any Eastern developer bringing a game over here, and make sure you have a PC copy on day one, because that's a big audience for a lot of your games. That's just not in the West. That's like your global audience. Now over here, I know you talk to a lot of younger guys. This won't pertain to everybody, of course, but a good vast majority of younger people are actually getting into PC gaming more so than console gaming. And that's not me saying console bad, PC good. I got everything. I'm just saying that you're seeing a bigger push now for PCs here in the West, more so by the younger generation, which is good. I'm getting all behind it. I love it. Get them. Let's get PC gaming back great, where I feel like all your games should be optimized for PC, and then let the consoles kind of trickle down from there, because a lot of our PC games have been hot messes because they don't want to optimize for PC. So if we can get more people on the PC train, we'll get better optimization out of the gate. Then we have to wait on the optimization. But anyway, that's just my thoughts. Mark, my piece of advice for you is separate yourselves from the situation. Look at it from a bigger picture. And you too should be happy that these people are getting laid off. I'm sorry if any of your friends got laid off, but as from someone who's been laid off before, for not really performance reasons, but because of a company wanting to go overseas, being laid off does suck. I get it, but if you're good at your job, like all the writers that are really good, they're gonna land fine. They're gonna find better jobs. And you even see the guy that done Darwin's going to Sucker Punch to help out on that. They're going to be fine. Just separate yourself and understand that there's a lot of writers that were on that team that don't deserve jobs anymore. And going forward, we are going to hopefully see a bigger and better set of products hitting our market now, even if it will be from the East. I kind of do want the East to start taking over, to really make these Western developers to really step their game up. Especially with how they're taking concepts that could have been really great over here, and we got subpar products, but they're making really, really good looking games. I think the prime example is what's the name of that game? Hold on. What's the name of that game? Horizon, come on. Let me see if we can find it. Oh man, come on. This is gonna bother me. This is why we gotta see this before we close this video out. Here we go. Forbidden West Clone. This should come up here. Oh wow. Here it is. Let's see if this is it. I think this is gonna be it. Let's Google search that. Yep, this is it. Here we go. There's light Mortaram. This game right here. This game, I do believe, is actually gonna make people care. It's gonna make people care about Horizon, and it's gonna be so sad because I feel for the Horizon team. Other than scuffed Aloy, Horizon was not a bad game at all. Like I enjoyed Horizon. I did. I played the first one. I beat the first one. I thought it was a mid game. Okay, honestly, it's a mid game. It's nothing special, but it's fun for what it is. The second one, I picked it up and put it down. I got it sitting on my shelf. I haven't touched it. But it's going to be sad. Okay, it's going to be sad when this game launches, which is essentially if you take Horizon and then you take Elden Ring, and then they get together on a first date, and he pumps and dumps Horizon. Like Elden Ring pumps and dumps. He's out. And then she just gives birth to this little baby, and this little baby grows up and he grows up and becomes really successful. You know what I'm saying? That's my analogy. Is this the baby that becomes very successful, because it does look like it has Elden Ring combat with the premise of Horizon Forbidden West. And this guy is pretty shameless. It's not, because it's going to be better. It's going to be so, oh my god, it's going to be complete cinema. I cannot wait. For this game to come out and be successful. I'm going to be playing day one, I promise you. I'm going to be buying majority of these Eastern games just because just because I want to support the Rise of the East game development here in the West. And this is a single. Is it an MMO, or is it just gonna be like small scale, like co-op? I don't know, but I'm excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Not this game, this video. And I will be coming back with more of these. It's gonna be Squid Talks. Just with what's going on with the gaming industry. I have some more. I want to talk more about some of these Eastern companies coming over. I think they're worth looking into. So there's no reviews. Pull request. Let's see who the pull request is. That's all we got on. We don't got no information about pull request. Anyway, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back with another one. Well, we're just going to talk about the gaming industry and what's going on. We want to talk more about Ubisoft, or the fall of Ubisoft. I'm waiting until we see what Shadows does, because I don't want to call it too early, but right now my Ubisoft thoughts are we're going to get a new king over at Ubisoft eventually. But we'll see how Shadows does. I'm not planning on picking Shadows up. I think Shadows is already dead. It's DOA. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Mark, please do better. No hate, but just do better. Ain't nothing but love for the rest of you guys. Yeah, that's it, guys. Y'all guys stay safe, stay happy, and y'all stay healthy.